Coming up on Holy Hair.
My new go-to, like I swear by this. This is how my hair has literally grown so long, like in the last couple months. I swear my hair was just like up to here. Nobody wants scraggly see-through ends.
Let's go, let's leave, let's hit, let's go. Holy hair, let's go, let's go, let's go.
What's up, beauties? Welcome back to my channel, Holy Hair. In this video, I'm going to be giving away 7 hairstylist habits for long and healthy hair growth. So if you're interested in growing out your hair long or just want to have some better tips to give your clients in the salon, stay tuned for this entire video because I saved one of my best tips for last. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and let's get right into the rest of this video. Tip number 1, nourish the scalp. Your scalp is like where the hair grows from, so it just makes sense that a healthy scalp environment is going to create healthy hair growth. So there's a few things that I like to do for nourishing the scalp. Number 1 is a scalp scrub. If you get any kind of like dandruff or psoriasis buildup on your scalp, a scalp scrub is something that can take care of that issue pretty quickly. That is something that is going to be done kind of regularly. I would recommend about once a month doing a scalp scrub. This is a service that I offer in my salon. I actually use the IGK scalp scrub. It is called Low Key and it's a great all natural apple cider vinegar walnut scrub. It smells good. It feels really good on the scalp. It's got some essential oils in it to help nourish, and that is just something that is going to be, you know, just like an extra treatment you can add on for your clients. You know, you can upcharge for this service. So this is a service that I charge $35 for if they're doing an add-on treatment at the salon. And then if they're doing a standalone, I would charge the $35 plus the blowout fee because I'm not going to let them leave with wet hair. So following the scalp scrub, I would recommend following that with a scalp oil. I really like this Biolage Raw brand. It's really clean. It's really great. It's got all natural essential oils in it. It's called a Rebalance Scalp Oil. 99% natural origin ingredients. So this is more of a plant-based scalp oil. So I actually have one at home because I get a little bit of eczema on the underneath like back of my scalp, and I just get like a little itchy, especially season change coming into like colder weather. So I would recommend doing a scalp oil at night. So this just has like a cute little dropper on it, and you just kind of, you know, get into your scalp and apply that, massage it in before bed. Another great scalp treatment is this Awaken by Surface. So it says to use this twice per day, apply to the scalp and massage in. This is going to give you better hair growth, and it helps for thinning hair and just creates, like, again, what I was saying, that healthy scalp environment so that you can have longer hair growth. Moving on to stimulating your scalp. Scalp stimulation is super important when you're trying to grow your hair out. It just gives you that added boost to grow your hair. So when you're stimulating blood flow to your scalp, you're going to create more hair growth and faster hair growth. So one way that I really like to do this is to take a brush and really press the bristles onto your scalp, and you kind of do this all along your hairline. And I like to do this before bed. I have a whole little routine that I do before bed. It's not long, it's pretty quick, but when you do this, so when you brush and stimulate your scalp, you can feel the tingling happening on your scalp, and that tingling is directing blood flow to the area, which is going to push your follicles to push out more hair and faster. So that is what the scalp stimulation basically technically does. There are other ways you can stimulate your scalp. You can get a scalp massager. They have those like vibrating scalp massagers that you could also use, or that like, you know, pokey thing. Have you ever seen, I used to use it as a kid, like that one with all the prongs on it. I'll find a picture of it and put it in. But it's that type thing where you like press it into your scalp and it feels amazing. I mean, scalp stimulation is like good for the soul, like, let's be honest. So I do this all along my entire head, making sure I'm not missing any spots. And like I said, I just really press into my scalp as I'm brushing. So I'm basically brushing my scalp, not necessarily my hair. And if your hair is really tangly, obviously you want to make sure you get all of the knots out before you do this, because you do not want to be just, you know, digging in with a brush if your hair is all tangled, because that's going to cause breakage. And also I will add that this is not something that can really be done with extensions, because you have to really press onto your scalp and drag the brush across. So it's not really something that you can do with extensions. You could do it just in the top section where the extensions aren't attached. So if you do have extensions, this is something that can be done, but just only in areas where the extensions aren't attached, because you can't really brush your scalp with extensions in. Let me fix my hair now. Moving on to tip number 3 is going to be pineappling or braiding your hair before bed. Now, I did a video a really long time ago on my channel called Pineapple Your Hair. I'll link it right here for a laugh. I mean, some of my old videos are pretty cringy, but whatever. I still keep them on my channel. So pineappling your hair. This is something that I still do, even though I made that video years ago. I've probably been doing this for, I don't know, 7, 8 years. So to pineapple your hair before bed is basically, you know, this is going to preserve your hairstyle for the next day. I will take a hair scrunchie, something that's going to be, you know, loose fitting. You can even use like a headband. This is just like a, you know, regular little headband. You can wrap this around a couple times, but you just want something that's going to be loose fitting, that's going to not leave a crease in your hair. I mean, scrunchies are so accessible now, so you can pretty much find scrunchies anywhere. I really do like the slip scrunchies. I'll link those in the description. They are silk and they're really, really great for damaged hair because it's not going to damage at all. So I will demonstrate how I pineapple my hair. Just flip my hair all the way over like this. And you don't want to brush it out too much. If you have curls in your hair, you don't really want to like brush too much. So if you have curls going on, you can just flip it right over. Okay, and then we're going to gather everything. And the sides you want to make sure are like directly up. So you gather everything up into this glamorous ponytail situation. This isn't the cutest style, but it's practical, so that's why I love it. And then you're just going to put your hair tie on, and that's it. This is how we pineapple. And like, I call it pineapple because I look like a pineapple. It's not complicated, it's not hard. If you have short hair, a really great tip is to take one of these like cotton headbands, and the under hairs that will fall out if you have short hair. Like, I had short hair for a really long time, and this is what I did. I would take a headband and I will just wrap it around my head like this and like this. And this one's all stretched out because my husband has stolen this one and wears it all the time. So I don't even wear this one anymore because it's too big for your girl. It covers and smooths out all the hairs that would have fallen out underneath. So this is how we pineapple. If you have extensions, I would suggest braiding your hair before bed, just grabbing it into one braid or two separate braids and just kind of like take it, you know, in its natural state. You don't have to like flip it up or anything, and just kind of braid it like this. Just do a quick little braid before bed. And this is good for extensions because that way you're not like sleeping on them and they're not getting all tangled, because a lot of times, especially if you have hand-tied extensions, they'll get knotted if you're just like, especially if you're a rough sleeper. So braiding is a great idea if you do not want to pineapple your hair. One of my favorite tips, tip number 4, is going to be dusting your ends every 4 to 6 weeks. When I say dust your ends, I mean trim your ends. So dusting is something that is a hairstylist term. It's something we use in the hairstylist world. It's just our way of doing a really quick little dust trim, and you're just trimming off like the very ends of your hair. Like, we're talking just this little bit. And doing this every 4 to 6 weeks is going to help you maintain hair growth. So a lot of times our hair is always growing from our scalp. Obviously, like we have roots, it's always growing, but it's not getting any longer. So why isn't it getting any longer? Well, that's because it's breaking off on the ends. Us as hairstylists, we preach to our clients, especially a lot of the younger ones, you have to trim your hair in order for it to grow. A lot of times people are like, I don't want to cut my hair, I want it to grow. But you have to cut off the dead ends, because otherwise those split ends are just going to split up your hair and your hair is literally going to break off and it's not going to actually get any longer. So I am going to clip in a video tutorial of me dusting my ends at the salon. So I'll take you over to that little tutorial so you can enjoy me dusting my ends. So what I'll do is comb my hair out, and I typically part it down the middle here and just kind of comb everything out. And I do this on dry hair. And what I'm gonna do is split my hair down the middle in the back and bring it around the front. And your head position is really important. So I'm gonna hold my head a little bit up while I'm doing this. And I'm gonna look at the length of my hair. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna dust the ends here. So I'm only gonna take off about this much. And the key is to get your fingers right and then cut from there. So we're gonna comb it out. My head is straight, parallel to the mirror. I'm gonna comb this out, and I'm gonna take my fingers like this and come under and slide down, follow the comb, make sure I'm in a straight line, set my comb down, and then I am just going to look down and trim it. I'm not going to trim it in the mirror because that's gonna mess me up with the scissors. So I'm gonna do that on the next section right next to it. Just meeting the guide there. And I'm gonna do it one more time right here. See if we missed any spots. And if you don't feel comfortable trimming your own hair, you can always ask your hairstylist to do this for you during your next hair appointment. Okay, and then I can kind of look at my hair as it's sitting here and see how I have my head turned a little bit, so we can see if we need anything trimmed on the side here. And I'm just gonna dust a few little strands. And then I'm gonna pull this in front from the back and see if there's any scraggly pieces. A little bit. Okay, and now we have this side all trimmed. So if you can tell, since I'm wearing this black cape, you can tell the difference between this side that I've trimmed and this side that I haven't. I'm gonna go on to the other side. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna have my head positioning right towards the front, comb this down, follow my fingers down, and you wanna make sure your fingers are straight. And then you're just gonna trim it. So you can see what I've trimmed and then what I haven't. And it's a little tricky to get everything lined up, so you might have to comb it a few times before you actually cut, but that's okay. Okay, and then this little part here, I am just going to trim it just like this. And then I can see those little strands there. Just turn my head this way, see if there's anything in the back here. And again, we're just cutting off the very ends that are split. So this is called a dusting. Us hairstylists, we call this, dust your ends. So I am just dusting my ends and taking off just that little bit of split ends on the end. And doing this every 4 weeks will help your hair to grow out nice and thick and full and healthy. Tip number 5, Olaplex treatments. Now, if you don't know about Olaplex yet, are you living under a rock? I'm obsessed with Olaplex. I use it in the salon every single day. I use it on my hair at least 2 to 3 times a month. So this is the big hairstylist size. If you guys watched my shower video, I will link it right here. I kind of get into how to use Olaplex, how to use kind of their whole line. But Olaplex treatments are going to be something that's going to heal your hair from the inside out, especially if you have color or bleach damage on your hair and you're trying to grow it and it just won't grow. It's just like damaged and brittle. Olaplex is going to be your best friend. The Olaplex treatments are going to be the most intensive way that you're going to get healing. I would definitely recommend doing an Olaplex treatment once a week. It is recommended to leave it on for, I think, 10 minutes at least. But the longer you leave it on, the better it works. So I always recommend sleeping in it. When you wake up in the morning, rinse, shampoo, and condition. That way you will get the most out of every treatment. So before you go to bed, just kind of dampen your hair, and they have the number 0 to dampen your hair with. So you can use this or you can use water. The number 0 is going to give you just a little bit more of an intensive treatment. So you're going to dampen your hair and then you're going to rub the cream on. I always recommend applying it on like the outer shell of your hair, like wherever your hair is parted like this. That's always going to be the section that's going to get the most damage because it's your outer like shell. So I would recommend applying the Olaplex onto your outer shell first, then you can kind of comb it through, really get it along your hairline, especially if you have those baby hairs that you're trying to grow out. Especially coat your ends. So those are the 3 kind of areas I would focus on when you're doing the Olaplex treatment. And again, if you're trying to grow your hair long and healthy, once a week, Olaplex treatment, it will change your life, I promise. So that brings me to tip number 6, is going to be Olaplex oil and cream before bed. So let me grab them. They are in my nighttime routine. I should do a nighttime routine video, but these are my besties. They are added in with my nighttime routine. So I cocktail these and I apply it to my hair before bed every night. Even if my hair is dirty, clean, styled, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'll still put it on my ends at least, just to give it some moisture. Just like we moisturize our face before bed at night, we should also moisturize our hair. So these are great to cocktail together and run through your hair before bed. And then when you wake up in the morning, it's all absorbed and you're good to go. And obviously this is done separate from your treatment. So this is just going to be done the other days of the week when you're not doing a treatment. Okay, So that brings us to our 7th and final tip for this video, which is going to be my new go-to. Like, I swear by this. This is how my hair has literally grown so long, like in the last couple months. I swear my hair was just like up to here. Nobody wants scraggly see-through ends. It's going to be collagen. Collagen in your coffee, and be consistent with your collagen. I feel like this is one of those things that you could just like, you know, order or buy and then like take it one time or for a week and do really good about it and then kind of forget about it. Be consistent. It is the one thing that I have done consistently for the last 4 months, and I have seen dramatic differences in my hair, my nails, my skin. And also it has a lot of anti-aging benefits because like who wants to age, you know? I have a little tutorial on how I make my little coffee collagen latte that I will insert here so you can get a more in-depth of what I put in and how I make my little collagen latte, because who knew? Collagen frothed and you can have a freaking latte in the morning without having to go to Starbucks. So here's my little tutorial on my collagen coffee. For my collagen coffee, I am going to start with just some milk, and you're gonna need a blender cup, and I just use my NutriBullet blender. And I'm just gonna use a little bit of oat milk, and then I'm going to put a little bit of the Vital Proteins beef gelatin. And I'm doing like half a scoop, and that's what's gonna give us a really frothy latte type coffee. And then I'm also going to use the Mama Natural collagen protein, and I do almost a full scoop of this. And then I will just do a little bit of coconut sugar. And then I put my coffee in here. And then all you're gonna do is put the cap on and blend it for a couple seconds. Look at that. And top with cinnamon, and you have the perfect coffee latte. That is going to be it for this video. If you made it till the end, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more content like this, if you would want to see a nighttime hair care routine and or skincare routine. Just let me know in the comment section. I always read and reply to everybody's comments because I have my little hairstylist community on here and I love you guys. So thank you for supporting my channel. I'm very thankful for each and every one of you, and I will see you beauties in the next video.
Let's go, let's leave, let's hit, let's go. Holy hair, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Try it and tell me what you think. Baby, you gotta try it.
Oh, okay. Pretty good.
What do you think, Rube? Do you like it, honey?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's good.